Hi everyone, hi. Glad to see you and welcome to our Wed Vibes live session. And I see some familiar faces, so it's so good. Again, I encourage you to turn on your camera. It's always good to see your eyes and engagement. And today we have a very extraordinary time when we meet, right? And we anticipate a lot of members from Australia and from Asia and also some night owls from Europe. Hi, everyone. Glad to see you. Glad that you've made it. And not only the time is very extraordinary, but also our guests here, Daniel and Sharon. They are renowned wedding photographers. I would say even stars, the wedding industry stars. They are influencers and educators. And we're going to talk, or they will unveil the secrets of winning content strategy to attract upscale couples. And before we start, as a tradition, you know what to do. Why chat is so silent? Please put in the chat your name, your location, and your profession. And don't hold yourself. You can put all the greeting and kind words to Daniel and Sharon, to me, to Daria, to Wet Vibes team, and of course to each other, right? I always encourage you to take advantage of this 1 hour and be active, be present, ask questions, put comments, and yeah, put every thought you have into the chat, and this is how we will keep the energy. You know, as you introducing, I will remind you of our Wet Vibes mission. We are here to showcase, discover, and showcase amazing wedding talents from all over the world and help you to convert your talent into your profit by empowering with all kinds of marketing and PR tools, also having this amazing community of wedding professionals, and discussing very transparent and honest topics. And today we will talk about Instagram, because if you have read our wedding industry study, I believe you did. Let me know if you haven't. We will send you the link. 90% of couples search for vendors on Instagram. So it's not a surprise, right? It's a go-to platform, no matter if you like it or dislike it. So we'd rather like it and convert the power of Instagram to us. So these amazing speakers, they know everything, how to create a winning strategy, to attract couples, to build trust, to build loyalty, to engage, and in the end of the day, of course, to convert into bookings. With that, I will pass over to Daria to give the proper introduction, and then we will start.
Yeah, I can see some fans here of Danilo and Sharon. Hello, guys. Hello.
I believe we will have a lot of fans.
A lot of, yeah.
Put the chat on fire.
Put the chat on fire with all the compliments. And yes, it's really hard not to know this beautiful duo because it feels like Danilo and Sharon are everywhere today. They shoot beautiful luxury weddings, and those weddings become quickly inspiration for trends and ideas. They speak at events, they share some entertaining educational content, and whenever me personally I open Instagram, it seems like their videos will quickly pop up on my feed, or I can see someone else sharing their insights. So yeah, it feels like they're everywhere. They're conquering the world right now. They've been named one of the top European photographers by us, by Delane. They've been published also everywhere in the Vogue, Vanity Fair, Elle, Cosmopolitan, you name it. And I love that also they're not only talented photographers, but also they are, I would say, the experts in marketing and content strategy. I just studied very closely their website. I saved some quotes, and this is amazing. I just wanted to read this very quickly. I just loved how they shape the approach, allowing you unique moments to age gracefully. Just think about it. But it's not only about taking great photos, it's also about providing you with a whole experience. So today we're going to talk, Danilo and Sharon, I'm going to talk about the content strategy, how to find your authenticity, how to approach yourself, how to position yourself to find your dream clients on Instagram. So thank you guys, arigato, for joining us. They're in Japan right now, and I'm right now passing over to you, and can't wait to hear all the insights you're going to share with us.
I will send you the spoken cards.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us today.
Well, we have 70 people, 69 people. That's a really interesting number.
And we know that everyone is sleeping in Europe right now.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for joining us, and apologies for our European photographers. We know that it's 1 a.m. We are currently on our family trip in Japan, but we couldn't say no to Wet Vibes and doing this thing, you know, together. We're super happy and proud to be here. And yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting presentation on content. You know, content is everything nowadays. We are all in a necessity of doing it, and we will show you how it completely changed our lives, not just our professional career, in today's presentation. So yeah, we can just slowly dive in and
Yeah, I'm gonna let Danilo lead the presentation, and I'm gonna comment whenever I feel that I should. And if there are any questions, please, we love questions, and we are very open to answering them. And yeah, let's dive in.
Absolutely. One thing just to consider, I think with Daria and Alina, we talked maybe to keep the Q&A for the end, right? Because possibly there will be questions that will get answers during the presentation. So feel free to write your questions. I don't know if we're gonna.
We will save them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can save them, and then we can go through all of them in the end of the presentation. All right, so we're gonna share. One moment, please. All right, here we
Yeah,
go.
we can see it.
Can you
Mhm.
see our presentation?
Yes. Yeah.
Great. All right. So, as you probably know, we are Danilo and Sharon. Sharon will tell you a little bit about our background story. Yeah, maybe Sharon, we can start with that.
Yeah, so we started 13 years ago in Sombor, Serbia, a very small town in Serbia, where we shot our first wedding for 50 euros, and it was a local, very local wedding, nothing fancy, nothing special. And we plowed our way all through the ultra luxury market in Europe, as wedding photographers, of course. During the first few years of our work, we were actually working as fashion photographers as well, and we were working in marketing agencies as photographers for big brands and their campaigns in Serbia. And I think that was something that shaped our mindset in a way that it is today. So today we are shooting mostly weddings in Italy, American couples getting married in Italy and France, actually. Yeah, we're I think Instagram made it all possible.
Well, not that we think we know. We know that it is. Okay, and on top of having or on top of developing our brand, Danilo and Sharon, which is wedding photography brand, lately we have been working on our second brand, which is named Reflections, which is our educational platform for wedding photographers. Our mission is very bold. We want to revolutionize photography education globally, and we literally are working on exactly that. We're trying to bring clarity and as Alina and Daria said, that Eastern European kind of honesty to
Yeah.
to sharing information with everybody and making sure that everybody deeply understand all the principles and everything that
Maybe sometimes we are
it's
rough with informations, but I think that's something that we need
Yeah,
today.
exactly. So in today's presentation, you will probably see a little bit of exactly that, of that like raw, simple, logical kind of insight into something that's so often overlooked and vague and just too complicated for no reason. So today's presentation is named Content Strategy for Luxury Couples, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about the strategy of your content and how you can create your content to attract more luxury couples. So in today's presentation, we'll show you how to convey your values and attract your ideal client, how to connect your business goals to your content, how to make your personality shine on Instagram, and how to attract dream luxury couples on Instagram, which is probably everybody's dream come true, right?
Yep, definitely.
So without Instagram, as Sharon already mentioned, we might have remained local wedding photographers in Serbia forever. Like, and this is an understatement. Like I really want you guys to understand this. Like we come from a small 40,000 people or 40,000 people town in Serbia
We still
where
live there.
and we still live there. We chose to stay there and to live there with our family and to travel for each wedding. But like that market, that wedding market is literally like there is no wedding photography market in our hometown. Like the local wedding photography market or generally wedding photography market in Serbia is still very undeveloped. We worked hard on adding to it, and I believe that we are very like that we have ourselves influenced it quite a lot into turning it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more inspirational for photographers to join it. But still, like we ourselves felt like like we hit the ceiling too soon. So Instagram and content was something that actually made it possible for us to explore further possibilities and options for us. So we made it now to ultra luxury market in Europe and worldwide. Here's the proof. It was all about figuring out Instagram. This was the key. Like it wasn't SEO, it wasn't planners, it wasn't like all of these things. Like a lot of times, and this is just a digression, but all of these times, you know, we hear photographers, well, it's easy for you guys when you have planners that represent you.
Oh, we had no planners.
We had zero planners, like up until a couple of years ago. We had Instagram and we had to post each and every day in order to attract these planners. So we attracted the planners through Instagram just as we attract anyone else. Like here, like I'm sure that we are here right now only because guys from Red Wipes saw us on Instagram. It wasn't like we're not connected or affiliated in any other way. You guys saw us on Instagram and you said, okay, we want these guys to say something here on our
Now
channel.
we have huge fans. Yeah.
But this is the thing, like it was all about figuring out Instagram. When we talk about marketing, when we talk about anything regarding wedding photography, we always firstly focus on Instagram. As you guys said, 90% of couples find their vendors through Instagram, so there is no other way around it. So there is other thing that we needed to do, and that was avoiding the creative Bermuda Triangle. So it was all about figuring out Instagram and avoiding the creative Bermuda Triangle.
Danilo is very proud of creative Bermuda Triangle because he made up the thing. So
yeah,
it's very nice to understand it.
Yeah, this is the concept I put together, and it's very simple. But once you understand it, I think it brings so much clarity into what you are supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. So here we have the triangle, and I believe that anyone who is doing anything creative, has these three pillars that actually build their success. So we have our mindset, we have our business, and we have our photography, if we're photographers or any other creative industry that we might belong to. And the thing is, most photographers, being photographers, start from their photography. So we have these three main pillars, and we always start building our like the house.
Creative pillar.
Yeah, and we always start building from our from what's closest to us, from our photography, because that's the reason why we're all here, right? We wanted to be photographers, and that's where we started. No one started from being an entrepreneur and then said, okay, so photography is going to be a lucrative business, I'm going to do that. Most of the photographers actually started by feeling good about taking photos, so they would start with photography. And then they would start building their businesses around it. So we start with our photography, we get the idea of our photographic style and all of these things, and then we start trying to build our business around it. So this is what it looks like, right? For photography, we build our business, and then most of the times we build a mindset, or we end up taking the mindset or getting the mindset that says, I'm bad at business. Most artists starved anyway. The algorithm hates me. I'm probably shadow banned on Instagram.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Everyone is shadow banned.
Everybody's
shadow banned, right? And then this is my personal favorite. Instagram is done. TikTok is here. Like, I'm not even going to try Instagram because TikTok is now here. You know, why even bother with Instagram? But then there's the other part, and I don't understand TikTok either.
Yeah.
So this is
we heard
where
it so many times. Yeah.
And this is where I feel most creatives get stuck. You know, we all start from our, you know, we all start from our photography. We start from what's familiar to
What
us.
we like to create,
what
what
we-
we
and
feel comfortable with.
and this is okay, you know, as long as photography is our hobby. But as soon as it becomes profession, we need to flip that triangle. We need to start thinking the other way around. So let's now see what happens if we reverse our thinking, if we flip the triangle. So instead of starting with our photography and then trying to develop our business around it, whatever it may be, and then developing that mindset that we just went through, what happens if we switch it? If we go and start with our mindset and say, okay, I want to be a successful person. I want to provide for my family. I want to travel the world. I want to build a company. I want to have people and make it possible for people to learn from me, to hear from me. I want, you know, I have these big goals. And then starting with these big goals, you start thinking about your photography business that will support these big goals. And only then, lastly, you think about the photography and how, what kind of photography, what kind of a style of photography, or what kind of a personal stamp in photography should I develop in order to fuel my business that will provide me with the lifestyle and that will actually help my mindset thrive. Okay, so this is a completely different kind of thinking, which is very, very unusual for wedding photographers, I know, but it's very important to understand it, because once we master photography, once we become great at photography, which is like many wedding photographers that I know are great at photography, but most of them aren't as successful as they wish to be, because they unfortunately never flip this triangle. They always start from their photography and just keep thinking the same way. But once we develop our photographic style, once we have stopped playing with photography, we have to, and once we want to build our business around it, we have to flip the triangle and start thinking from our mindset. What do we want to achieve? And for us, it was attracting luxury clients. It was working in the high-end luxury market. It was getting paid for our work, what we felt we were worth, but not just, you know, a lot of times you just hear that, like, you should get paid what you feel you're worth. No, it's like actually doing it, actually making it happen, like actually making sure that we are building a strong luxury brand in this niche in wedding photography. So we really wanted to do that. And then we were thinking, okay, so how can we develop a business model that's going to actually make it happen? And what kind of photography should we deliver to our clients in order to achieve it?
Mhm.
And this heavily translates also to the content, because once you start thinking about it, like, it's the same. Like if we want to attract high-end luxury clients, our content, like if you would just take out the word photography from here and just say content, you will understand what kind of content you need to build, what kind of content you need to create in order to fuel your business and to actually
Because
help you.
most of photographers are actually doing photography for themselves. They're pleasing themselves. They're not pleasing the client that they want to attract. It's same with the content. They are publishing the content that is pleasing themselves and not publishing the content that is actually going to attract the clients that they want to attract or wish to attract.
Exactly. So after we started applying this exact system of thinking, I just want to show you numbers. This is the average price of our booking in the past 10 years. So from 2015 to 2025, and you figure out when we understood that we have to change this kind of thinking, because it probably wasn't here, right? When it was all the same all the time. And then we started doubling our prices basically every year. Like, the difference when you switch your thinking is huge. The difference in who you attract and how you attract your clients is enormous once you start applying this way of thinking. So what happened here? Well, for us, this happened during COVID, during the pandemic. So in 2020, as you can see here, it was the worst year ever for us. Well, not looking at the first year in our business, but like the 2020 was horrible. We had no weddings, and we couldn't shoot anything. But when most people stopped, we doubled down on content. So we felt like this was an incredible opportunity, and here's how it happened. So during the pandemic, since there were no weddings, we started shooting content for other brands. We just had to live from something, you know, we had to find work. And actually, because we were building this brand outside of Serbia, during these like 5, 6, 7 years prior to the pandemic, there were so many people wanting to work with us in Serbia, and we never accepted this kind of work because we were always focusing on weddings. And now all of a sudden we had so much free time to accept any other projects, and we started working with brands in Serbia. Some local brands, some like international brands, but basically we were working and we were building their content. And we realized then, like, all these brands are investing so much time and effort in building their content. Why aren't we as well? Like, we as photographers will just rely, like normally we'll just rely on coming back from the wedding, hoping that we'll have something to post, like hoping that we'll have beautiful photos. And if we don't, or if this is just not the right fit for the future clients that we're trying to attract, we'll just not post. But for most photographers, it was just unusual to build their own content, to just go out there and take photos in order to build their content, to build a portfolio that will speak to the kind of clients they wanted to attract. And that's when it all changed for us. So not that we immediately like had an overnight success, but that shift in the mindset, the shift in the way that we thought about the content changed everything for us. And I hope it will change everything for you guys, everybody who's here following and watching. So starting from our mindset, starting from thinking that we want to build a successful business, we figured we had to do it. Like, we had to build this content. It wasn't about liking it or hating it. It was about making it happen. We needed to create content that will attract the kind of clients that we wanted.
I remember you before COVID, like Danilo was the person who hated Instagram, who hated to be in front of the camera. Like, I always liked Instagram, to be honest. I have my personal profile and I was building it for years as well. But then he was always behind the camera, never wanting to show his face. And once we started from our mindset, when we sat down and we started writing things and the life that we want to live, then it was just something that he realized, like, I have to do it.
Yeah, exactly. It was
Now
complete.
look at him posting all
Yes.
those reels.
There was this,
So,
We see
yeah.
you, we see you, Danilo. Yeah.
To everyone who is still shy and thinking one day you can be Danilo.
Yeah, that's true.
I swear, there was this video that we posted recently on Instagram. There's this reel where I said, I'm horribly awkward in front of the camera. I feel horrible every time I see a camera pointed at me. And then there was a comment like, oh, look at him saying this, but he's so confident. Look, trust me, I'm so far from that. But I just realized, like, this is what I need to do. This is what needs to be done. And in order to make it happen, like, we just had to put it, put it together and start like showing up. And the more you do it, like, the more it becomes, of course, second nature. But no one, I feel like most people just aren't comfortable being in front of the camera. Most people aren't comfortable being in the content. But if you start from your mindset, if you realize, like, this is what my business needs, and if this is the hardest thing I need to do, well, I'm gonna do it. Like, it's much easier than many other jobs, so why not do it? So every photo shoot we did back then, we saw it as an opportunity for our own content. So we would shoot something for a brand of, I don't know, dresses. And if there was a white dress, we would shoot it as a wedding dress and use it as a content, as something that is inspirational to our potential clients. And the more we started intentionally creating this content, the more we started using these photo shoots for our own content and finding ways around it, the more we started understanding the metrics. We started understanding that Instagram isn't a guessing game. Like, you're not like posting and hoping that something's gonna happen. It's all measurable, and it's all up to us to read the meter. Like, we have the analytics. We have all the numbers there. We can see what people react to. We can see what people don't react to. And unless we measure it, unless we look at it, it's just a guessing game. But it's not. It doesn't need to be. Like, we can use Instagram as our content meter, as our quality of the content meter, and understand what to post more of. So what did our wedding clients want to see? What do the luxury wedding clients want to see? Slim Aarons, I hope you know about the photographer Slim Aarons. If you don't, please Google him, find him. You will enjoy his work. But he figured it long before Instagram. Like he figured it 60, 70 years ago. Attractive people doing attractive things at attractive places. This is the formula. Like if you want a formula for the perfect content, this is the formula. Attractive people doing attractive things at attractive places, whatever it may mean. Like this is the key to stopping someone from scrolling. This is why people will stop scrolling. Like if you see our work, like attractive people doing attractive things at attractive places, I'll scroll some other, but like whichever photo of ours, or if you just go to our Instagram, you can check it. Like most of the content that we share is attractive people doing attractive things at attractive places. But I know what you will say now, or what you're thinking. It's easy for you guys. You shoot all these beautiful weddings, so you have attractive people doing attractive things at attractive places. Back in the day, when we started focusing on creating content and working on that, we didn't have many attractive things or attractive places to photograph. Like there wasn't, like we would be in Belgrade, Serbia, and you Google it if you want to see how attractive it looks for photography. and like normally in a photography photo studio. So we didn't have much to work with, but we had attractive people. We would have a model, we would have someone, or we would have friends, or we would just reach out to people on Instagram, whoever we felt was interesting and attractive enough to attract more of the clients that we wanted to attract. So we focused on that. So yeah, attractive people doing attractive things at attractive places, I'm telling you. So here's like lesson number one: focus on what you have and forget about what you don't. Like I see so many wedding photographers just being so pansy about, oh, well, I don't have, oh, well, if I had these kind of weddings, I would do so much more. Oh, if I, well, of course you can't have them. Like you don't have them because you don't show them. So you have to start like layer by layer. And if you have these 3 layers, the first layer should be the easiest, finding attractive people. Like they're everywhere, like they're all over the Instagram, all over the place. So if you just go and reach out to them and say, hey, I would love to photograph you. And keeping this in mind, when there is not much to show, don't show too much. Like just put them against the white wall. Like if you live in a place where you just can't create amazing content, if there's like when you turn around and you're not in Venice, Italy, or in like Lake Como or somewhere like that, and you feel like, well, I don't have any amazing places to shoot at, we'll just find a white wall and focus on showing only what matters, like what will actually attract the clients. So when there's not too much to show, don't show too much. This is a huge mistake. I see so many wedding photographers just showing too much, showing like mixing up everything, like going like you have a photo that will be like 10 out of 10, and then you have a photo next to it that is 2 out of 10. Like it's just not aligned with the rest of the portfolio, with the rest of the things that should be shown in order to attract luxury clients. Am I talking too fast?
No, you're amazing.
So step number 1 for Instagram success: figure out what kind of work to post. This is step number 1. And you'll already beat 95% of wedding photographers. Like if you just figure out what photos, like curate your work and post only the things that will attract the desired client, you will already beat 95% of wedding photographers, because most wedding photographers are posting anything that comes up to their mind at any time, because most wedding photographers lack consistency, lack a plan and the strategy, and unfortunately they would just wake up one morning and realize, oh, I didn't post anything on Instagram last week, I'll have to post something. And then just to beat that, they will just take anything and post it. Hopefully like that's going to work, but most of the times it doesn't work because it's just not structured well to attract the clients that you are trying to attract. All right, so just by doing the step 1, you'll be fine. And now we're moving to something a bit more. Are we okay with time, guys?
Yeah. And
Perfect.
people actually, I think you don't see it, but people just telling you in the chat that you are amazing. Yeah, second that.
Thank you.
Everyone just telling you that you are the main source of inspiration.
Thank you so much. All right. So as we said, like step number 1, figuring out what to post, and it's usually attractive people doing attractive things at attractive places is the key. Like if you don't have attractive places or doing attractive things, just make them stand next to the white wall, and you will have already something that will beat 95% of wedding photographers we know, because we did the exact same thing. If you scroll down through our Instagram, you will see way less of attractive places and attractive things, people doing attractive things, but you will see interesting, attractive people just in very neutral, simple settings. And that actually made us grow and go step by step towards having more of these interesting elements in our photos. All right. Step number 2, step in front of the camera. I know this is so freaking hard to accept for anybody. It took me 7 years probably to step in front of the camera, to understand like this is necessary. If we want to build a reputation, if we want to build a reputable, a recognizable brand, especially personal brand, we need to be in the content. We need to step in front of the camera. Like this guy. And then when you step in front of the camera, there is always this, I feel like, you know, step in front of the camera and then the next sentence is be authentic. I say, don't. Don't be authentic. Like before being authentic, understand who you need to become to attract the clients you desire with your authenticity. This is the thing. Like if we were authentic, the moment we stepped in front of the content, like with anything, like if we just stepped in front of the content and we said like, well, guys, we're 2 people from Serbia living in our hometown. We're here and there. I would say probably like 7-8 years ago, we didn't even understand how to appreciate luxury. We didn't know anything about luxury. And again, so many wedding photographers want the shortcut to becoming luxury wedding photographers, but they themselves don't enjoy the luxury. They themselves don't understand or don't strive for luxury in their life. So how can you attract luxury clients by being authentic if your authenticity doesn't speak to them? Hardly ever. So this is the thing, like you need to develop yourself first. You need to develop a personality, like an avatar of yourself first in order to attract the clients that you're trying to attract. Because, you know, if you want to be with ducks, you better walk like a duck, swim like a duck, and look like a duck. Like this is the thing, like, and I will just explain this very easily. Adventurous clients are looking for adventurous photographers. If you want to shoot weddings on top of the mountain, you probably want to showcase the content. You want to be in the content as an adventurous photographer, wearing boots, going around these places, taking these photos of amazing like sunrises, sunsets, stuff like that, right? So adventurous clients are looking for adventurous photographers, and it's very, very easy to understand. Poetic clients are looking for poetic photographers. Like if you want to attract clients who are not looking at their wedding as a source of showcasing luxury, showcasing beauty, showcasing anything else, but like poetry, emotion, closeness of the people, just stripped off of anything else. You will definitely want to be poetic in your content. You will definitely want to be this kind of person, right? But these are the things that normally that are much easier to be, because many people are poetic by nature. Many people are adventurous by nature. But what if luxury clients are looking for luxury photographers? Well, not many people are luxurious by nature. So we need to develop, we need to learn how to understand and how to showcase luxury in our work in order to then be authentic in showcasing that luxury and attracting the clients that appreciate that. That is the thing. Shared values. Like we need to share the values with the clients that we're trying to attract in order to attract them. There is no way we can attract luxury clients if we ourselves don't value luxury, if we ourselves don't value finest things in life, if we ourselves don't strive for these things. There's like, again, I'm saying, like, you don't become a luxury wedding photographer by charging luxury prices. Being a luxury wedding photographer isn't about being expensive. It is about like you simply become a luxury wedding photographer by becoming one. Like if you want to become a luxury wedding photographer, it all starts here. It all starts with you understanding and starting to enjoy the things that your clients are enjoying. If you want to shoot weddings in 5-star resorts, villas in Lake Como, things like that, but then you yourself think that that's like over the top, or that's something that's reserved only for selected people that you don't belong to, you will never get there. And this is a very, very tough pill to swallow. This is truth being told. Like we need to develop ourselves first to be comfortable and natural in the environment of luxury in order to then be authentic, showcasing luxurious things and luxurious lifestyle in our content. Do you have something to...
I like your presentation.
We all like your presentation.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, you know, like so many people, too many people talk about authenticity. Just be yourself. Just be you. You know, be you, and everybody's gonna like you. Well, everybody who is similar to you, and everybody who's sharing the values that you have will be liking you. But if you're trying to target specific markets, specific kind of clients, you need to understand what they're valuing, and you need to see how you can develop your personality to match theirs. Now, this doesn't mean being fake. That's on a complete opposite side. Like, I'm not talking about faking it till you make it. I'm not talking about pretending that you like something. I'm talking about deeply understanding, why is luxury important? Like, for many people, they would say like, well, no, just necessities are important. I was the same. Like, I didn't understand, why would luxury be important? Why is this something that matters, that makes sense? Like, but if you look at the
But then we
world,
started exploring.
Exactly.
I think for 2 years, we were going to Michelin star restaurants, paying attention to every detail, what waiters were doing, like how food was served. We were going to luxury stores, just to feel the service, the luxury service. We would go to luxury hotels just to see how they would approach us. And then we realized, yeah, there is a meaning behind that, and we should definitely learn from it. And we penciled in everything that we learned and implemented all of that in our business.
Exactly. So again, here's a quote from Albert Einstein, and I love it. Like, we can't solve problems with the same kind of thinking we use when we created them. This is the thing. Like, we need to develop our mind. We need to develop our personality in order to switch from one lane to another. There is no way we can stay the same exact person, enjoying the same kind of lifestyle in terms of, and especially like with the same kind of mindset, and all of a sudden starting attracting new, completely different clients. There's no way we can do that. So here's the formula, literally. Identify your target client. That's number one. Step number two, curate the work best suited to meet their needs. So that was the thing that we already, that where 95% of wedding photographers already failed. And then if you want to go from the top 5% to top 1%, develop a personality that will complement your client's personality and show who you are and what you value. There we go. Like, if you do these things, as simple as they may sound, the more you do them, the more you practice, you will see like your life completely changing, yourself being in a completely different place than you've ever been. Now, before we close the presentation, there's one concept that I want to share with you guys, and this is very, very important, because if we close it just before, like on the previous slide, I feel like so many of you would be pumped, and then at the first hiccup, you would be like, no, this is not worth it, because this is completely something that is unfamiliar. There's this concept of Valley of Despair from the book Atomic Habits, and if you haven't, by James Clear, and if you haven't read the book, I highly recommend it. And the whole concept is pretty simple. You know, we see we feel like when we do something, when we work on something, we feel like, or think that as the time passes, and here's our progress will be like, you know, with the time, it's just gonna go up, it's going to grow every day. So our expectations are that our progress is going to be linear. Like every day we're going to be a little bit better at what we're doing. So daily we will see the progress, we will see like the more work we put in, the more time we put in into something, we will see more results. Unfortunately, but also fortunately, progress comes completely different. It comes in an exponential way. So this is the line of the reality. This is where we, and you will see our the graph here. When you put it together, you see that this is very, very true, the whole concept. Your progress or your reality will not be seen in the beginning at all. And you have to survive this period. This is the period where you will want to give up. This is the period where you will feel like whatever you do just doesn't make sense or want to attract the kind of clients that you're trying to attract. But then once your expectations and reality cross here, that's where your reality becomes so much more than your expectations. That's where if you think you want to charge like 10K, you don't even realize you can be charging 30K, 40K, 50K and more for the wedding that you're shooting. And but it's very hard to even think about these numbers when you're here. So understanding this concept, understanding that being in the valley of disappointment, being between these two lines where your reality is much lower than your expectations, if you keep doing the right work, if you keep working on your goals, and if you just keep being focused on the goal, the reality will become so much more than your expectations. I hope sooner than later.
So I can, if I can count years, let's say from 5K, if you work hard and you figure out Instagram, it's 3 years.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, that's it. Like I would like to invite everybody here, everybody who is attending this live, to subscribe to our premium newsletter. We will send you there, like if you subscribe, we will send you our Instagram checklist, which is like do this, then that kind of PDF document where you will get even more ideas on how to tailor your content for luxury clients. And there we also share weekly tips on business, marketing, and photography. We love helping other photographers thrive. We believe that if we get more photographers to think about growing their business, not to 6 figures, but to charging 10K per wedding, we're going to have a completely different kind of market. We're not talking about, growing your business by working as much as you can, but by making sure that your work matters and that it's appreciated by your clients. And that's what we do at Reflections Academy. So thank you so much for joining us. You can scan this link if you want to join the newsletter, or you can just type reflections-academy.com /newsletter to subscribe. I'm gonna let it stay there for a little bit more so that everybody can scan.
Okay.
And yeah, thank you. Bye.
How they say, never end your presentation with thank you. Let's wrap it up with the main idea. So never fake yourself, right? But become a person who is attracting for the audience you want to follow and book you, right?
Yeah.
That is maybe the tagline. And I believe we can move to the Q&A. A lot of people commented and asked some questions in the chat. But I would love, again, we encourage you to show up and turn on your, as a practice for your Instagram videos, we encourage you to turn on your camera and to ask questions live. Take advantage of this session, right? Because this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so who is brave enough? You can first raise your hand and be the first person to ask a question. Let's apply. I see that. Okay, okay, Jessie. Hi, Jessie.
Hi,
Good to see you. Yeah.
that was
How are you?
awesome.
All right.
I'm a planner and obviously would love to work with you guys. The content you put out there is amazing. But as a planner, and I don't know how many planners are in this chat, but the content that we have, the really strong content, is created by you all, the photographers and the videographers. So if we are wanting to kind of launch into these newer markets and kind of step things up and working with newer luxury clients, you know, if we're living the luxury lifestyle and like we're, you know, embracing those values, how would you suggest that we create that content and put it out there without, you know, being a photographer ourselves?
Just as we are at this moment. So you can check on our Instagram that we are creating Instagram stories, reels, where we are educating our couples, our brides with new ideas, but everything from a standpoint of a luxury wedding photographer. So we are not talking to any other brides that are not into luxury weddings.
And this brought an avalanche of negative comments from other photographers
Of course.
in the comment section, which is great. Like, which is the thing, like you're trying to niche down to talk only to specific people that you're trying to attract. So, and unfortunately, like many people won't understand that, but you don't need to show, like you can draw people in by sharing your work or by sharing your expertise. Both can work. So until you have amazing work to show them your expertise, show them your ideas, show them what you're keen to do. Like the first wedding we ever booked, we were, I think, 18. We booked it without a portfolio. We came on a meeting with a couple and we said, we promise you we're gonna do it right. And we did it. And we did it really well.
That is charisma.
This is charisma.
But this is the thing, like at some point you really need, like there's like, you know, the trouble is that so many people think that they need to have the body of work in order to attract the clients. There is no, like at some point you will have to figure it out without the body of work. So what can you share then? Well, if you don't have work, you can share your expertise, you can share your ideas, you can share your drive, your will to create something extraordinary.
I completely agree. Actually, I will build on that. And just as soon as you're our student, the model about Instagram is coming, and we exactly cover in several content pillars. So besides portfolio, there is also your persona, your expertise, also some trends that you can jump on if you like them. And there are some more, but every, let's say, piece of content, they create the entire perception of your Instagram. So don't consider each post. Some posts even don't drive engagement, but they showcase some certain fact about you that put this like extra brick into your house of your brand.
Absolutely. 100%.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's so helpful.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I see.
If you guys ask questions through video, we're going to give you more honest answers than in chat.
Okay.
I love this. Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Because there is one.
Or I can read something, yeah, from the chat.
Yeah, Alex summarized the question so we can read it out loud.
Perfect.
So here's one question I actually loved from Julia. How can we not offend the couple if we don't post this wedding? So you just told about it, narrowing down and showcasing what you want to attract. Yet I know that if you don't show the specific wedding, your clients could be disappointed. How do you deal with it?
That is actually a very popular question, and that's a great one. We've been asked this question a lot of times. Yeah. Do you follow that, right? If you don't share your wedding,
I know. This is
like,
such a difficult question always to answer, because I have to be honest, we never had clients asking us why haven't you posted anything from our wedding yet? Honestly, like the thing is, you know, there are weddings that you don't need to post everything. This is first thing. And I think once you understand that you're not obliged to post anything, then what you post will be selected and in a way that makes sense for the future of your brand. Most photographers have troubles posting anyway. So it's not like, it's the question itself, like, how do I not post just one couple and post all of the others? I would say make sure you post everything you want to post, and then deal with the rest later. Because for most photographers, the key component is not even posting enough. And then, like, how to deal with the couples that are asking me why haven't you posted my question is something that we would do later. How I would deal with that, you can go the honest route. You can say, hey guys, you know, we are building our Instagram, our presence on our Instagram, by showcasing the work that that is going to attract the kind of clients that we are trying to attract in the future. That may mean we want to show more of the locations that we want to shoot at, or we want to show more of the style of the wedding that we want to shoot at. We love your wedding. We love everything about your wedding. It's just not the kind of stylistically, not the kind of wedding that we're trying to attract more of. We're trying to attract more of, say, something else, whatever it may be. This is one way. Other way is, you know what, like, we're going to post your wedding at some point. Like right now, it's just not in the queue for posting. Like whatever you whatever route you go, whatever you choose to go, like of course it's much harder to be honest and to be open and to be fair to the clients that you're talking to. And like if they like I just don't get, like, why would clients care whether you as a photographer would post their wedding? Like if they, this is never happening with the clients that you actually that you should care about. I don't know how to put it together, like in a better way. No, but
Just
seriously,
find
like,
a decent
'cause,
answer.
like
Pretty much,
serious,
right?
no, but seriously,
I
like,
will post you guys later. Like
yeah,
those are old weddings. They happened 2 years ago, and yours is just recent. Your
No,
time will come.
but the thing is, like, we've never, I feel like we have the best clients in the world, honestly. Like we have incredible clients all the time, wonderful clients, and we've never been asked, why haven't you posted more from our wedding? Because I believe these people are fulfilled with everything, and they're happy about their wedding, about their life, about everything. If your client is asking you on the day after the wedding, like, why aren't you posting my photos in your profile? I think you're not attracting the right clients. So it's not about answering that kind of question. It's more about finding the clients that will be the right fit for you. Someone that's going to be supportive of your growth, someone that's not going to look only to why haven't you posted more pictures from their wedding, or competing with your other clients in your profile.
That's true.
So this is a question that I've never heard any actually luxury wedding photographers asking. This is mostly the question that people are asking from like lower markets, and this is usually happening because of the lower quality of the clients.
Okay.
That's
Julie
fair.
answered, I need
That's
to
really
learn
fair.
how to be more open then. Yeah. To be
Well, yeah, I mean, you can choose your route, you know, but like
approach to be
you
more
can choose your own route, you know. Luckily or not luckily, I'm not sure. Like this is like a double-edged sword. Wedding photographers only have clients once. Like one client will come only once to you. So you can choose whether you want to deeply please them in a way that you want to stay in this kind of market, or if you understand that this market was a stepping stone for your growth, and that you don't really need to, like,
I mean, once you deliver the photos and if they're happy with it, they should be
you're done.
pleased.
You're
So
done. Like your work is done. You're not paid to post their photos on your Instagram. You're not doing
Yeah,
PR
you
work.
can sell your media kit. We
Yeah.
will show how to.
if they want to be posted.
But
example.
honestly, I like the point that we choose our battles. We cannot please ourselves, right? We are not people pleasers. It's going to be different live session, not this one. So yeah, and sometimes we have to make uncomfortable decisions. And sometimes we have to shape some uncomfortable answers and move on, and everyone like trying to figure out how to make it in the nicest way, not to offend. But you remember your goal, you remember like the market you want to serve, and don't complain or regret that you posted a lot of brides, that those brides are happy now, but however you're unhappy because you have more inquiries of the similar brides. So it's a trap, and
Exactly.
yeah, I believe that everyone who is here made their choices.
Absolutely. Anything else is just excuse.
Exactly. Okay, so that was again Eastern European love, tough love. Who
Yes,
else? Who is brave enough?
brave enough to to get more
We
on.
can, yeah, we have like 5 minutes more. I think we can take 1-2 questions. I liked actually the question from Holly. Holly, if you hear, you can say it out loud, or I'm gonna read it.
And I can see Susan, right? You just
Okay, let me read Holly's first and then Susan. Okay, this is 2 questions. Holly, what did the brainstorming process look like from attractive people and things to actualize in the real life?
That's a great question. Well, it was me looking at Sharon. What do we do?
Doing a research,
Yeah.
a big research and understanding, if I understood correctly the question. We did really big research to understand the couples, like on Instagram, how they live, what lifestyle they're living, what things are, what is attractive to them. And then we understood that and now with everything that we post, we try to please that.
Exactly. And I think it's important to understand that this is not like a finite thing. Like understanding luxury clients is a thing of always working on understanding them. Like there is no, like, again, I feel like so many photographers feel that they need to crack the code now and then they will do everything great. Like the thing is, you're cracking the code step by step. You're peeling off layer by layer. So understanding luxury market, understanding, as you said, like what does it mean to showcase attractive people and doing attractive things, etc. in real life? It's more about testing it out, like making sure you do it, post it, see how people react, see who you have attracted by doing so, and then doing more of what worked and less of what didn't work. Like it's a process of back and forth. Like it's not just like you can't finish this lesson now and go out there and all of a sudden you know it all and you will nail it spot on. Like the thing is, you need to also practice and like learn and understand all of the time. Like it's
Test
a
and learn, pretty much.
consistent
Nothing
learning.
is written in the stone. It's test and learn. And also, if something doesn't work, you can delete it. I hate to say that.
Exactly.
It's Instagram. You have a luxury. If really like there is a failure, you can delete and post in a different way, or even with different clickbait.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. So Susan, it's your turn.
No, we can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me. Okay.
Yeah, now
Now
we
we
can.
can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
No.
you muted yourself again.
No. Okay.
No,
Yes.
yeah.
Hi, thank you. I know this is for photography, but since you're a genius in the whole social media, so I do perfumes. We do perfumes, and so I don't have pretty, attractive people. I have some, bottles and like messiness. So I'm wondering how to showcase that since I don't have models or activities in that case,
I just started following some perfume profiles because it was so interesting to me to hear expert opinions on some perfumes where they are just opening the bottle, smelling and talking, telling their experience with the perfume, what's behind it. And I'm so interested in that content, even though I'm not a perfume expert. I would like, and that's why I like to hear from an expert what they smell, because I can't probably smell the finances that they are smelling. So something like that, I think, would be very valuable to your followers.
So it's not like any luxury, wearing luxury or showing like this. I don't have any of that, so just talking, but no.
Well, yeah, like if you go to our Instagram profile, you will see what we're talking about. Like you can just share reels where you're talking about this, but like make sure that your environment, like your background and everything makes sense for attracting, again, luxury clients, luxury buyers. And then also like saying I don't have that is, I feel like it's important to maybe switch the way of thinking and saying like, how do I get that? Like I don't have attractive people. Well, like Instagram is again full of attractive people. I'm sure so many people will be happy to take your bottle of perfume and just,
or maybe you can go on the street and like find people who look luxurious and give them the perfume and feel their reaction of smelling the perfume and telling you what they feel and post that content. I'm just making up now ideas, but something like that would be I don't know, if I was living in LA, I would definitely go, I don't know, to Beverly Hills and give bottles of perfumes to people, film that content, and all of a sudden I have a luxury content from the perfume.
Right.
profile.
For
Thank
example.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah,
That's
love
a
it.
great idea. Now I wonder what perfume you follow.
Yeah.
You can share it with us. Yeah. Okay, I can see Scott is raising his hand.
Hi. Hi, guys. Lovely to meet you all.
Hi.
So I have a question, and this goes probably way back to when you first started. When was your first big break when it comes to the luxury market? Like, what was the change that you saw going from what you were doing before to entering the luxury market? Like, did something shock you? Was it the way that you interact with a planner? Or, what was the element that caused that whole reality change?
There's no silver bullet.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one thing. Like there isn't no one thing. Like it's a compound effect of everything that we did repetitively. Like posting the right content, making sure that we treat our clients with care, making sure that quality of our work is top notch. Like there is no one thing. There's no way you can do one. Like what is one thing that you do to be a great father? There is no one thing you can do. Like there are many things you need to do every day in order to be a great father. It's the same thing with like being a business owner. Like you need to do many things at the same time repetitively. Well, like if I would point out one thing, we just talked about it, making sure you deliver on the content. That's what changed.
I would add also that maybe the content for luxury clients is more simple. Is the photography for luxury clients, and now that we are like as Danilo said, there is no ceiling. We are all the time going up and up in the market, and this next year we're like booking the clients who are 100% into classical beautiful photography. And that was surprising to me because I expected that they would like maybe something more extravagant, something more creative, but they actually want beautiful classical portraits. And that's one thing that I would say that was a bit shocking to me.
Yeah, true. But like again, think what other brands do. Think what other luxury brands do. Think about I don't know, like Brunello Cucinelli. Think about Loro Piana. Think about Chanel. Think about the brands and what are they doing right. And most of them are doing the right order of things, like producing high quality products, making sure that they market them right, and that they work on keeping or creating their legacy and their like keeping the price of the products, if I may say. Like the key component is not to like one day strive to be a luxury wedding photographer and work on building that, and then all of a sudden, if you don't have everything, all the dates booked, and if you're afraid that your year is not going to be as great as you thought, then you go and lower your prices and post on Instagram like, hey guys, I have 5 free dates this year, so maybe if you want, like, you can get in for 30% off, stuff like that. Like, you need to keep that consistency and you need to work on that all the time. There's no
there's no desperation. There should be no desperation at all. It's just
no, never. No outlets.
Mhm. No, of course. Did you see a big difference between like old money and new money? I would say, because I feel like this is a market that you're getting into in the luxury field.
Definitely.
Drastically, like Loro Piana versus Chanel. You know what I mean? Like Loro Piana would be more quiet luxury versus, you have Chanel, which is very loud. And do you see a big
Now we are
contrast?
entering that market, let's say of Loro Piana, of old money market, and it's completely different. And I would say that people in that market are swanning more towards the classical photography, like Poseria. Like, look at his photography. It's very simple. There's nothing unexpected there. But like young money couples, they definitely want something more extravagant, modern, artistic. So yeah.
And it's a road to take. Like it's normally people go from like low end to mid range to higher mid range to these other more like young money clients, and then ultimately you get to the old money. But I feel like what I can say also regarding the old money, if we remove photography and creativity from the equation, the key there is to make sure that you're reputable, that you have the heritage in your brand. Like
Mhm.
it's hardly like very hard to attract old money clients with ultra high budgets, and you've been in the industry for like a year and a half.
Right.
Like probably you will need to build on that, because again, if you look at most of the luxury brand anywhere in the world with in any niche, you will see that this is what they mostly are relying on.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Yeah. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so very
think
much
we-
for this extensive answer. I think it was helpful for everyone.
Of course.
Yeah, people started thinking about the brands. Let's take maybe the last one. I can see the Barbara raised her hand a
Sure.
while ago. It's gonna be our last one, and we're gonna let
Right.
Danilo
up.
and Sharon to enjoy their vacation. Yeah, Barbara, it's your turn. Oh, maybe.
Barbara accidentally discovered the button of the hand, but you don't know how to turn on your mic. All right. So with that, someone speak.
No, it's not Barbara. It's Kirsten.
Okay, so there was a false alarm. Thank you so very much for such a great deck. It was so clean, simple on the one hand, but on the other hand, it was an extensive to-do list for everyone who is here and inspirational. And as you spoke, I've seen so many nice comments and positive feedback, how many things to think about and what to apply. And also, again, it's a hard work, but we are here to do it. Besides just being a good professional, right? We have to showcase our way in ourselves in the most appealing way, that is marketing. James, yeah. So thank you very much. And on a
Thank you.
separate note, if you guys want to meet in person, Danilo and Sharon, we will do the editorial together. So next year we will meet, actually also us, meet in person in France at Chateau de Villers. And Danilo and Sharon will be our amazing leads. So if you want to meet them, you totally can explore. And with that, I want to thank you very much for this time and for your ideas. I want to thank everyone for your questions and comments. And I think that if you haven't uploaded our report, Scott, and we talk a lot about new money there, please do, because there are a lot of wedding trends that are relevant to you. And yeah, and with that, we can release everyone. And
Thank you,
enjoy your
everyone.
rest of your day or rest of the night.
Thank you everybody for joining us. Yeah, we enjoyed it very much. So we hope to see you in France, or at least some of you.
Yeah, and thank
Yeah.
you. And we will send out the recording and also your details with the code. We will share all the details about your platform.
Yeah,
as
I'll
well.
join your newsletter. Yeah, so
Yeah,
thank you so
okay.
much.
So have a great rest of your
Perfect.
day. Goodbye.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.